In this video, we're going to cover the Ichimoku Cloud and we're going to explain it for beginners. So this is going to be very much an introduction to this technical indicator. We just want to understand what it is and how it works. So my name is Tyler Stokes from StokesTrades.com. I am on a journey to become a full-time day trader, and we are studying technical analysis at the moment. So if you'd like to download my 6-month blueprint that outlines everything that I've done in the first 6 months of this journey, you can find a link to that below this video, and it is 100% free. So what we want to do here is talk about this technical indicator, the Ichimoku Cloud. We'll explain what it is, how it works, and we're going to jump over to TradingView and actually look at some charts using this technical indicator. Now, I know from personal experience, you might be experiencing this as well if you are a beginner, that at first this technical indicator, this Ichimoku Cloud, it kind of looks confusing. There's a lot of lines and colors, and whenever you see that and you don't know what things are, you could be taken aback, and you might be thinking that this thing's too complicated for me to understand or use. But like with everything, once you actually learn what the components are, what the lines represent, it really does become a really straightforward tool for analyzing trend direction, momentum, and then just support and resistance levels. So what we want to do in this video is just break down the basics of the Ichimoku Cloud, explain its components, and then sort of show how to interpret some of its signals. We don't really want to talk too much about strategy in this particular video. So what is this Ichimoku Cloud? Well, it's a technical indicator, and it's very versatile because it defines a few things. You can see some support and resistance levels. You can identify trend direction, and then it sort of gauges momentum as well. So many traders use it to understand trend direction. So, are things bullish or are things bearish? Now, as a quick note, from the research that I've done, I've found some really successful traders that actually rely on this technical indicator for a lot of their trading strategy and their style. But I've also encountered really successful traders that actually believe this trading indicator doesn't even work. So I think you will find that as you venture on and learn all about these technical indicators. Some people like them and swear by them, while others say that they are useless. So basically, when you venture on and actually find a day trading or a swing trading strategy, you will either use this tool or perhaps you won't. But as a beginner, I think it's a good idea just to understand what these tools are and how they work. But just keep that in mind. There's always mixed reviews on many of these technical indicators. Some strategies use them well, and then others don't use them at all. So what we want to do is look at some of the components. So one thing to note is that this particular indicator can be used with many different time periods. We're going to talk here and mainly use weekly charts, but people use strategies that use the Ichimoku Cloud for smaller time frames as well. So something just to keep in mind. So here we have the image on the screen, and perhaps I will open this in a new tab and just zoom in on it a little bit more for you. Okay, so here we have Bitcoin here on a chart, and right now we are looking at all of the different lines and indicators on this particular chart, and then we're going to break it down and talk about each one. But basically, for this presentation, the blue line here, that's called the conversion line. Then the orange line here is called the baseline, and then you've got this black line here that is it's 26 periods to the left here, and that's called the lagging span. And then down here, you've got leading span A, so that's the top of the green cloud, this line, and then the bottom of the green cloud is the leading span B. And you can see that this leading span B, as it comes up, and while it's on a red cloud, it's the top of a red cloud, and then as it crosses here, or the leading span A crosses above leading span B, that's a bullish signal. And then, at the red clouds, the leading span A is the base of the red clouds. So those are the 5 main components: the conversion line, the baseline, and then you've got lagging span. And then within the cloud structure, you've got the top of the green cloud and the bottom of the red cloud is the leading span A. And then the bottom of the B cloud bottom of the green cloud and the top of the red cloud, that is leading span B. So those are the names of these lines, and we're going to learn quickly about what they all represent. Okay, so first up is the conversion line. So that's blue on my charts, and basically this line is sort of like an exponential moving average. So what it does is it calculates the midpoint from the highest and the lowest over the past 9 periods. And it provides sort of a quick snapshot of the short-term price action. So it's sort of like an average. It takes the highest point and the lowest point and then has a midpoint between those for the last 9 periods. So very much like a exponential moving average, it's going to basically be quite hugging the price action and more of a short-term trend indicator. So this conversion line reflects, short-term momentum, and it moves upward. When it does, it indicates an uptrend, and moving downward suggests a downtrend. So when price action is above the conversion line, certainly that's bullish, and then it tends to be below the conversion line, that is a bearish sign. So it can act sort of as a dynamic support and resistance level. Prices often bounce off the conversion line during an uptrend, acting as support. So we can kind of see here, this is Nvidia over the past several months, and we've come down here and bounced off the conversion line as support and continued up to rise, and then or it could be in a downtrend, it can act as resistance in some downtrend. So that's the conversion line. It's sort of like an exponential moving average. So short-term trend momentum there. So the next one is the baseline. So on these charts, it's in orange, and it's sort of like the conversion line, but more of a medium-term trend indicator. So it takes the highest point and the lowest point of the last 26 periods and it finds a midpoint. So sort of like an average there. So it's more of a stable indicator compared to the conversion line. It's often used to, again, confirm the trend direction. So, if price action is above the baseline, then that is a bullish trend. And then if prices are below the baseline, then that can be a bearish trend. And you can see here, at the date of this, we are at the August 2nd here, and we've just had, a big sell off with a lot of tech stocks, and the S&P is also falling quite a bit. And you can see particularly here with Nvidia, it's just wicked down to some support on this particular baseline on the weekly chart. So we'll see if that holds or if there's continues to be a downtrend with the market. But basically, it's a midterm trend indicator. The baseline indicates the medium trend term. And again, price above is bullish, price below is bearish. And then we have the lagging span. So on this chart, it's the black line. And basically what it is the closing price plotted 26 periods behind. So the point right here is this exact closing price on whatever time frame we're working on here. So this is a weekly chart. And then it just represents this price action, but 26 periods behind. So we just label these prices and we just move them back 26 spots behind here. So basically when price action here is below the lagging span, that is bullish, because that means that in the future, the price is higher than it's been in this area. So when price is below the lagging span, that's bullish in this scenario. And then if price were to be above the lagging span, then that would be bearish, because that would indicate that price has come down in the future, or the 26 periods before this point here. So the lagging span can be used for trend confirmation. It sort of provides a historical perspective, helping you see the current price compares to some past prices. And again, if it is above the price line, then it is bullish. And then if that lagging span, that black line, is below the prices, then it is a bearish sign. And then we have leading span A and leading span B. And again, leading span A is the line that's on the top of the green cloud, or the line that's on top of or on the bottom of the red cloud. And then leading span A is going to be the opposite of that. And basically what this is the average of the conversion line and the baseline plotted 26 periods ahead. And it forms, one of the boundaries of the cloud. And then the other boundary of the cloud is the leading span B. And basically the leading span B calculates the midpoint of the highest and the lowest over the past 52 periods. And it's plotted 26 periods ahead. So that's what this particular line is. And basically, if price is above a green cloud, then that is bullish. And then if price is below a red cloud, then that is bearish. So I thought we would just quickly go over these bullish signals and bearish signals again, and then we'll jump over to the charts and actually see some of this technical indicator sort of in action. So again, if price is above the conversion line, that indicates bullish momentum. Price is above the baseline, again, that indicates a bullish trend. Green cloud formation, that's a bullish market sentiment. If price is above the cloud, that's bullish as well. And then that lagging span, we talked about that. If price is below that, then that is a bullish signal, meaning that the price, ahead, price has been rising over the past 26 period. Leading span A is above leading span B. That would create a green cloud. And then support levels in the bull market, leading span A, the top of the green cloud, and leading span B, the bottom of the green cloud. These sort of act as support levels that help maintain that bullish trend. And then the bearish signals, if price is below the conversion line, obviously that's bearish. Price below the baseline, that's bearish. Candles closing below the cloud, that can indicate a bearish trend. And then the lagging span is below the price. We talked about that. That is not a good sign either. And then leading span A is below the leading span. Leading span A is below leading span B. That would indicate that we've got a red cloud in our chart. So let's jump over and we'll just look at some of these charts here. This particular first one is just NVIDIA. So these are the different indicators here that we talked about. Here's the conversion line. So again, it's the midpoint from the highest point to the lowest point given the last 9 periods. And basically when price is above the conversion line, then that's bullish. And we've seen that, since back here. This is a weekly chart for NVIDIA. And we've seen that price action, even from the beginning of the year where we had this big move from NVIDIA come up here. You can see price above the conversion line the whole time. It's come back to retest it these 2 weeks here, but, continue to rise up. And now we've have, a bit of a sell-off happening in the market here. But we can see, prices coming back to test this baseline, which could act as support. And that is the baseline. So that's more of a mid-trend momentum indicator that does what the conversion line does, but with the last 26 periods. So generally, when the conversion line crosses above the baseline, that's a bullish signal. And then again, it could be a bearish signal if the conversion line comes and crosses below the baseline. But those are similar to exponential moving averages. And then we've got the lagging span here. So that's this black line. And again, that takes the price action that's happening and moves it back 26 spots. So if price is below the lagging span, then that is a bullish sign in a chart. It means that, prices in the next prices ahead have been rising over the 26 periods. And then we've got a green cloud here, and that is offering some levels of support. And we can see here when price the leading span A crosses above leading span B, then that is a bullish signal, and that's leading span A, and then this is the leading span B on the base of the green cloud. So above the green cloud is bullish, below a red cloud is a bearish sign. So with all technical indicators, obviously you will want to use them with other tools, other information, find some confluence indicating that, this might be an area of support. If we've got some moving averages that coincide right around the $100 level for NVIDIA, that could be a good sign of support. So I'm not sure. Maybe we'll just put those on and see what we have. Okay, so for the weekly chart, we've got these moving averages much lower here, but perhaps if we move to, a monthly chart, we might be able to see some other things. No, we've got the moving averages lower as well. Maybe a daily chart. Okay, so here on the daily chart, offering us a bit more information, we've got, at 104, we've got the 100-day moving average. So now we're on the daily chart. It's kind of touched there on support, and it's kind of right around that support level right now. So in general, this is still a bullish chart. If we go back sort of to the weekly chart, still a bullish chart, but it looks like a lot of things are coming back to test some support areas. So this is NVIDIA, and a lot of other charts at the moment are looking similar to this one with the market sell-off that is happening right now. A lot of support areas are being tested with some particular stocks. So if we want to jump over to, perhaps let's jump over to the other chart that I had up here, Bitcoin, and we can sort of just kind of see how this one is looking as well for this particular chart. And what we can actually do is we can kind of do a replay that can kind of help us see some of these tools in action, and just see when things went a little bit bearish for us here. So if we maybe, stop the chart right here, and if we kind of go forward at 3 times and kind of see what's happening here. So we can kind of see, price is moving here, and it wicks down below. So now it's sort of coming up, it's within the cloud. And when price comes in the cloud, it could gravitate towards support, or it can gravitate up towards resistance of a particular cloud. And we can kind of see that, if we look at the lagging span here, price is above the lagging span. So that's a sign that, that is not a good sign. That's a bearish sign. So again, the lagging span here, if we just take our chart and we can take everything off but the lagging span, we can just see here. So we can see that price action here, we are above the lagging span. So that is a sign that is a bearish sort of signal. So that could be one of the signs. Obviously, we would want to, have more than one sign. We want some confluence with some other things, but we'll just kind of continue playing this and see prices in the green cloud here. It's below the conversion line, and now we have the conversion line crossing below the baseline there. So that's another bearish signal. A lagging span is showing a bearish signal. So probably not looking good for Bitcoin here at this particular time. And it's within the cloud, testing support levels of the cloud, coming up, trying to break back up, but resisting the leading span A in this particular cloud. And now we can see price action moving forward here. So we break below the cloud there, and we can see, if we look to the future, we've got a red cloud forming. So that's another sort of bad sign there. And now price is falling, and now we're going to be, price action is going to be below a red cloud. So again, not a good sign moving forward here. And we can see price is falling down, and price is well above the leading span, the lagging span. And we're just going to move back in this particular direction, and then we'll just speed up time here a little bit and see where we can kind of look at what's happening with this particular indicator when things start moving in a better direction for Bitcoin. So price is coming towards the conversion line here, and we've got a big red cloud here. But at this particular time, we see something good happen. We've got a bullish engulfing candle here, and then we've got the conversion line now crossing above the baseline, and price after this big green candle here, we've got the lagging span here. So price is below the lagging span. So that's another good sign. We've got a bullish engulfing candle, then we've got the conversion line crossing above the baseline. So that's all sort of some bullish signals now with this particular technical indicator. Now we're going to approach the red cloud here. We might meet some resistance, but if it could enter this cloud and then use this as support, potentially it could gravitate up towards the resistance levels on the top of the cloud. So why don't we hit play and just sort of see how this spans out. So we've got another bullish engulfing candle here, and now it's in the red cloud, and potentially we'll use it as support or gravitate towards resistance. And we've got another bullish engulfing candle, and we can kind of see in the future, now this cloud has turned green. So now we are sort of seeing that the trend is looking much more bullish than it was back here with a lot of the indicators within this tool. We are below the lagging span. The conversion line crossed the baseline. We're in a red cloud, but the future cloud is now looking green. And we've gravitated from the support area here up into the resistance of this cloud. So a few of these indicators are, well, many of them now are starting to look much more bullish. We've got another big green engulfing candle stick there on the weekly chart. We can kind of see how this plays out, and as it turns out, we've got a few big bullish green engulfing candles that left the cloud. Now we've got a green cloud here. Price is above a green cloud. That's bullish. The price is above the conversion line and the baseline here, and the lagging span price is still below it. So this is now starting to look really good for Bitcoin during this time, and things are rising up, and it's much more of a bullish trend happening into the present time. And we'll continue to go here, and just about to present day, where Bitcoin is looking quite good, and I think it'll just stop right there. So yeah, so we moved through the cycle over the past year and a half there. Coming up here above the conversion line, meeting some resistance, coming back, falling below the conversion line, testing this baseline here, met good support there under that baseline, and coming back up. So again, I think that example running through Bitcoin, what you can do is come to TradingView, use the replay tool, and sort of walk through some of these examples yourself. You're going to get better at it. I'm personally getting better at it, doing these with different securities and different stocks. And sort of doing the replay function there can help sort of understand where price is moving and what these technical indicators might be indicating. So again, the Ichimoku Cloud helps traders understand the general trend direction. So are things in a chart looking bullish or bearish? We're looking at the weekly chart here. Some traders with their strategy are going to use a lower time frame and actually do some day trading with these charts, while other traders won't use this technical indicator at all with their strategy. So just something to consider there. But I'm hoping that this video sort of helped you get more familiar with this technical indicator. You've seen it in action now. Hopefully it's not as confusing as it looks when you sort of break down all the components and actually take some time and understand what the lines represent, and go over them and then see them in action. Hopefully it's a little bit more clear, and perhaps you might be using this technical indicator when you actually find your own strategy and actually make some real trades. So I hope that you found this video useful. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video.